Hi everyone. So in this episode I've moved on to the aspect I think changes everything on a railway, which is the ground cover or scenery. For me, this brings the whole thing to life a bit and helps me to think about the finer details that express movement and realism. I'm not a rivet counter, but I would like my railway and scenes to convey some kind of real world appearance if possible, and within my own limitations as a very amateur modeller. It's far from perfect and always will be, but to enjoy the process and get satisfaction from the results is what matters the most to me. I'd love to do point rodding and cable trunking and working signals and so on, but these are beyond my reach in this scale, hence why I've gone for limited track work and more landscape. For the ballast, I've gone for Atwood Aggregates fine ballast as I did before, and the usual way of laying as everyone else. I did spray the sleepers and track the same colour beforehand, and I'm mostly happy with the look, though it may be a bit too dark than natural, but it's done now, so there we are. For the ground cover, I've used mixtures of WWS scatter and green scene summer grass 2mm and 4mm. Before applying these, I'll mix together some Jarvis earth, woodland scenic blended turf and some earth textures and spread this over the existing brown painted landscape that I'd already laid some Jarvis earth scatter over previously. This adds quite a few layers on which I add the static grass and other foliage. I've used some isopropyl alcohol to release surface tension before applying a PVA and water mix for the base layers. I've then applied a further PVA and water mix for the static grass. I considered using these scenic cement and layering sprays, but honestly so far haven't felt I needed them. I used 2mm followed by patches of 4mm static grasses. Anything smaller, such as the 1mm grass, doesn't seem to go down very well, so I've stuck to the 2mm and above. For the road surfaces, having applied the Atwood Aggregates roadstone, I used an airbrush with a light brown and white mix to keep the light colour effect, which I quite like this time around. I did consider grey, but fancied something a bit different. I'm really pleased with it so far. To sort out where the road bridge is, I used a scrap of Metcalfe platform surface cut to shape with the stone glued to the surface. I then just glued it in place before matching it into the existing road surfaces. For the bushes along the embankments, I used Woodland Scenics polyfibre, stretched, shaped and cut to size. This was glued using Mod Podge mat. I then used a PVA water mix again and a dropper to wet the surface before liberally applying some WWS scatter shades on top. I think there's still more I can do with these areas, but we'll leave as is for now and maybe revisit them later. For the fencing, I used Pico NB45 kits, and I'm also trying out some new rail kit fencing, which so far looks a nice clean product and ideal for my flat sections. There's also quite a lot in the pack. The advantage of the Pico fencing for me is it can stretch up and down, so ideal for the sloped areas. Having a combination of the two doesn't seem out of place just yet. I need to add more to this area before moving around the track, so I have quite a few ratio kits to put together, which will be in the next episode. I hope you can join me then. All the best for now. Cheers!